Good evening, guys. This is Shruti from PTE Tutorials Authors Group. Tell me, am I audible to all of you, and are you able to see the shared screen? In today's webinar, the main topic is repeat sentences and write from dictation. One question type is of speaking and listening. Other question type is of listening and writing. These two are having the highest, almost the highest weight from all the 20 tasks of Pearson exam. And generally, people get stuck in repeat sentences, and sometimes they stuck in writing of write from dictation. Today, I'll try to explain each and everything regarding repeat sentences and write from dictation, that what can be the problems that generally people they face while they are practicing these two question types. So first I'll be covering the repeat sentences, and after that we'll be covering write from dictation. And in today's webinar I have taken few important repeat sentences as well as write from dictation, and these are coming those repeat sentences and write from dictation are coming these days in exams. Few more things I want to discuss with you all regarding the new strategies, not new strategies I would say, regarding the new patterns of the scoring criteria. What I have observed these days from and while I was analyzing the score reports of so many students, and after that I talked to students and what they said and what I asked from them, the mutual conversation I'll be trying to explain. So, but we'll be explaining that thing in the end of the webinar. So let's first discuss what actually repeat sentences are, its scoring criteria, the strategy, and after that few repeat sentences, the similar way write from dictation will be there. Repeat sentences, it is basically the part of your speaking paper, probably the second task of your speaking paper. In repeat sentences, what happens? There will be one audio. You'll be listening to the audio, and immediately as you see the screen on the screen the word recording, and after that in the time bar the bar will start flowing. Immediately you have to start speaking. It hardly takes 1 second. As the audio finishes, hardly it will be taking 1 second, and then you have to speak into the microphone. Never ever speak when you see the word recording on the screen, because at that time if you start speaking, your first 1 or 2 words will not be captured by the software, because it happens too. Suppose on WhatsApp or on any app you are going to send a voice message to someone, and when you press your thumb on the microphone button, what happens? The moment you press, it does not start recording your voice immediately. And the same happens when you are picking up your thumb when you are just when you are just going to end your voice message. The last word, it may not capture. You have to give 1 microsecond or 2-3 microsecond pause at that time. Not pause, it should be press it. Your thumb should be on the microphone. The same thing happens here too. Only start speaking when you see the very first bar appears in the time in the bar region. Nowadays, even the things haven't changed in the exam. If you haven't given the exam in the last 1 month, let me tell you new things which have come in exam. Number 1 is there will be no beginning in 30 seconds, beginning in 25 seconds, etc. Only and only status will be playing, recording, that's it. Clear? So always take care. Do not keep close your eyes, because keeping your eyes closed means you are gone. You have to concentrate, and you have to give the full concentration on the audio on the screen as well. The moment you start watching, the bar has come in the bar region, in the time region. It has started flowing. The very first time when it comes, just start speaking immediately. And the second thing, the second change is earlier they were having 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, fourth bar. In that way, the bar will be covering that region. But nowadays, it will be flowing from left to right. It doesn't come with 1 bar, 2 bar, second bar, third bar, fourth bar. No, it only flows in that region. So you have to take care of that thing too. Then, as I said, there will be one sentence. You are listening to the sentence, and then immediately, in just 1 second, you have to start speaking into the microphone. Speaking and listening scores are involved here. And this question type is really very important because the scoring criteria of repeat sentence. Here I'm taking only one repeat sentence, okay? One repeat sentence carries 13 marks. Suppose in exam you got 13 sentences. 13 multiplied by 13, that is equal to 169 marks you are getting. And so RS means repeat sentences are having the highest weight in PTE exam. Highest weight. Speaking score is equal to oral fluency plus pronunciation. 5 marks will be given to you if you are not taking unnecessary longer pauses in fluency, and pronunciation if you are speaking each and every word correct and clear pronunciation. So then there comes content. Content is 3 marks. When you are when you just open your PT score guide, now at that time you will be checking the same scoring criteria is there. Find any line from that PT score guide. You can even download its new version. Not some changes are there. Um, Nowhere it will be mentioned that the content score that you are getting is entirely added to your listening module. We just assume this thing. Not exactly these 3 marks will be added to listening. What I have analyzed after checking the thousands of score reports, seriously, it's been 1.5 years that I am teaching this PTE and have there are 13,000 plus students in PT tutorials Telegram group. And since last year, March month, I am actually analyzing the score reports of the students. And what I have concluded that there are two students who are giving the exams. Okay, both the students are getting the different kind of questions. Question type is same, but the question is different. It depends upon entirely the paper set. The set of questions are having how many marks? I mean to say this, one question in repeat sentence may carry 10 marks for listening. Other question that the other person has gotten, if its difficulty level is higher, that person may get higher score for listening. If the difficulty level of one person's question is easier, that person will be getting less marks. Always remember, PTE equal to its scoring criteria, how actually the software gives you the score equal to its percentile game plus difficulty level game. Sometimes you may observe, you have observed this thing in paper also. If any one of you have given the exam, you are saying, after giving the exam, my paper was very good. It went very well. But when you see your scores in listening is exactly like 64, 65, but your aim is 79 plus. 68 in listening. Similarly, in reading section also, reading section you got only say 58 marks, suppose. But your paper was very good. Most of the questions and reading blanks, it was from repeated stuff. And at that time, you become so happy that I have gotten so many questions from repeated stuff. My paper is cleared this time. But still, you get drastic change in your result. Reason is, what do you think? Pearson is not aware of these things that repeated stuff is circulated. They all are aware. It's just like the same thing. Even if when we were in school, at that time, if uh, somehow you people get a difficult paper, at that time, teacher will be giving you the scores with a little bit lenient marking. And if the paper is very easy, teacher is going to do the strict checking. The similar kind of thing is also here. That is why I usually say this thing that from one paper set to another paper set, it does not reflect this thing for all the hidden modules, for all the integrated tasks. This is an integrated task, repeat sentence. Here, hidden module is listening because it directly comes in speaking section. And in listening, you are getting listening is the hidden module. No one is aware how much score you will be getting for listening. It depends upon the paper setter who has given the percentile and who has made that this particular question is coming under higher difficulty level, it is coming under moderate difficulty level, or it is coming under easy difficulty level. This happens with even in zat mat paper also. That's why be careful. Not only the it is a mark, it is actually the concern of these 3 marks. Rather, it can be more than 3 marks. So that is why somehow you said that my 2 repeat sentences did not go well, but still don't know why score was so less. Maybe because of those 2 repeat sentences, its score for listening was so high that it had not actually approached you to score 79 plus. Are you people getting my point? So always take care of 2 things. Number one is your that it is a percentile game. Second is your difficulty level game. Next, here I have some repeat sentences. You can even jot down on your copy, and even till evening, the video of this webinar will be uploaded on YouTube. You can also get these repeat sentences on YouTube. Most of the strategies are in a preclinical state. You have to be very particular about when you are speaking the word preclinical. It should be very clear. If you are speaking it in a poor way, software is not going to capture that word. Most of the strategies are in a preclinical state. Now the strategy. How I would be able to know this thing that software the speaker is speaking these words. Suppose I'm going to listen to some of the words very first time. I haven't even read any kind of repeated stuff. Then how I would be able to manage this particular question type? And repeat sentences is basically it's a phobia for main. I would say 80% of the people who are struggling in this PT and who are going to appear for this exam. What happens? We actually run after the content what the speaker is speaking, what the speaker is speaking. We actually look for that. Rather, what we should do, we should try to understand what actually the speaker is telling you. Don't run after the content. Try to understand what the speaker is telling you, what the speaker is making you understand. You know what? You might have watched many videos on YouTube. They will be saying, mimic the tone, mimic the tone. Why you have to mimic the tone? Have you ever questioned them? What's the strategy behind this, mimicking the tone and repeat sentences? Actually, the thing is, just imagine today's webinar, if I'll be speaking in this way, most of the strategies are in a preclinical state. Are you able to understand at that time? If I'll be giving my whole webinar, my whole lecture in this way, no, you will not be able to understand in that way. If I will be adding the intonation in my repeat sentences, that is equal to you are able to understand. Now look at the way how I'm going to speak this sentence and just close your eyes. Tell me, are you able to understand? Most of the strategies are in a preclinical state. That is why in repeat sentences, all the repeat sentences in exam, those will be spoken by the speaker with intonation so that you can understand in a better way. The moment you have understood something, that is equal to you know the content now. And automatically your mind will be giving the command to your tongue that now speak that word, what I have understood. Right now I'm also speaking in English. Why still you people are able to understand what I'm saying? Reason? You're trying to understand me. The moment that particular thing will be there in your mind now, that I have to understand what the other person is saying, at that time you will be able to speak because your mind has read those words now. It is actually the game of mind. I always say this thing, two modules, listening and reading. These two modules completely needs your completely it need your cognitive ability. What is the meaning of cognitive? Cognitive means the ability which is related to your mind. If your mind is not working, then you will not be able to understand. If I speak one sentence, go to that room, bring my laptop and keep it here. Try it that Shruti is giving command to you, and if you will be taking it as a command, definitely you will be able to do that work as it is. Why in school time when our teachers were dictating some questions, she was not writing on the board. If the teacher was dictating something, why we were able to understand her? Because we have that phobia in our mind, not phobia. We respect our teachers. That whatever she'll be telling us, it will be good for us, and we have to do as it is. This is basically the game of command. If right now I give one command to you all, right now write one passage on this, you all will start writing. Why? You have understood what I said and you have taken it as a command. Try to observe all the repeat sentences in that way. And one more thing I want to add here. It is not necessary that for each and every repeat sentences, if a repeat sentence sometimes few months back, it was very common that these days people are getting very long sentences in repeat sentence. Some people have gotten 24 words in one repeat sentence. We are human beings. In just after 1 second, if I'm speaking 24 word sentence, I would say the person who has made this software, that person is also not able to speak 24 words after 1 second. We are not robots. That is why even if you will be opening your PTE score guide, it is completely written there. Some of the hesitations, filled or unfilled pauses, and leading or trailing materials are completely ignored in repeat sentences. They are aware of this thing that no one is so much perfect that after speaking 10-15 words in one go, after 1 second, someone will be able to speak those 10-15 words. Definitely, you will be taking some of the pauses. A little bit fumbleness is okay, but do not take so longer pauses that you took a pause of 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and in between the microphone, it just gets off. Then whatever you will be speaking, software is not going to capture it. You have to take care of those things too. A little bit fumbleness is okay in one or two repeat sentences, not for all of the repeat sentences. Otherwise, score will be very poor in fluency as well. And one more thing, software has a sequence to give you the score. First, it will be giving you the score for fluency. If your fluency is maintained, only then you are getting the score for the further enabling skills. You know what? People used to send their recordings, their audio voice clips in our group, PT Tutorials Telegram group. They used to ask, ma'am, please check my fluency, check my pronunciation. If I'll be saying your pronunciation is not good, they will be asking another question. Ma'am, my fluency is good. I would say, fine. Or I would say a little bit, you have to decrease your speed or increase your speed. That's it. It is just a guess that I can make at that time. I don't have any software to analyze these things, but software doesn't work on guesses. It will definitely be having something in it, inbuilt in it, that will be on the basis of that, on the basis of that formula, it will be giving you the scores. And what formula it should be? If you will be Google this thing, how many words a person should speak in 1 minute? The ideal range will be coming out 125 to 150 words per minute. If a person is speaking less than this range or more than this range, that person is not considered as he or she was fluent. Just imagine in 1 minute, if I'm speaking only two, three words, will you be able to understand that I was fluent? You'll be saying Shruti was not at all fluent in our lecture. It was pathetic. Because when in 1 minute I'm speaking, say, or say in 15 seconds, I'm speaking only three words. In 15 seconds, I'm speaking only three words. At that time, will you be able to say 3 seconds, three words? I was able to understand what she said. No. That is why sometimes you think that I spoke half of the sentence and repeat sentences, but still my score was not good. And people whose aim is just to get 65 each in each module, they'll be thinking that okay, I'm not good in repeat sentences. Let's just start speaking only half of the sentence. Just imagine if that sentence is having 8 words, half of the sentence is having 4 words. From your side, you are saying that I would be going to speak only half of the sentence. Suppose you spoke only 2 to 3 words. Will the software say the person was fluent? If I'll be speaking 3 words, I am able to speak most of the 3 words in 1 second. And in 1 second, software will not be able to judge you that you are fluent. And then what happens? It is giving you 0 marks for fluency. And then what happens? Software is telling the person was not fluent, means now the software has become deaf. It did not listen anything. And the moment it did not listen anything, further, how it will be giving you the score for your pronunciation and content? 0 score there also. So total score will become in that case 0 out of 13. That is why sometimes you think that my only 2 repeat sentences went bad, rest of the paper was okay, and my listening score is 65. Any one of you have suffered this with this problem? Siva is saying yes. Anyone else? The problem is at that time when you spoke only 2 to 3 words in repeat sentences, you are thinking that 2 to 3 words equal to 50% of the repeat sentence, but you are not getting score for those 2 3 words. You are getting almost to 0. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say? So just focus on understanding the audio, understanding what the command the speaker is going to give you. If you have gotten a very long sentence, try to speak as much as you can at that time. Don't get scared from this thing that it was so long, I will not be able to speak. Whatever the words you have captured, try to speak them. And if you are eliminating some of the words, you are adding some of the words from your side, then score is not there. Because while the software will be it starts giving you the score on the basis of content now, Your spoken words will not be matching with the answer list. And for this question, answer is there. Each and every word is the answer. So software will be matching. If at the place of most of the strategies, I am saying in each of the strategies, are they matching? No. Why the software will be giving you the score then? Because what happens, whatever my spoken words are, scanning is going on. Okay. Software has its answer list. Whatever the words I will be speaking, fluency was okay. After that, it will be checking that my pronunciation of those words is okay or not. If pronunciation is okay, it will be moving further. While it will be moving further, my spoken words will start getting highlighted in the answer list. If I'm speaking the word each, its pronunciation, its sound is completely different from the word most. It will not be highlighted in the answer list. Not highlighting, that is equal to no score for that particular word. Some people used to say, ask this question. Suppose I did not capture anything from the audio and repeat sentence. May I speak anything at that time? If you are going to speak anything, content score is 0. Then don't expect this thing the software is going to give you the listening score. You have to speak the content. Don't do these kind of blunders with your paper. Telling you, PTE is becoming tougher these days now. Earlier, the person was getting 90 in written discourse. That person, in the next attempt, he got 10 written discourse, means 0 marks. Reason? Some changes are there. Slowly and steadily, we will be able to know what these changes are. But for written discourse, I would say only one thing. Um, don't assume this thing that auto submission is there. It's there or not, forget it. Please, before your time goes up, please submit your paper. Submit your each and every question, whether it is your read aloud or your answer short question, your summarized written text, your essay, summarized spoken text, anything, whatever it is. Always submit it. Coming back to the point. So this is actually about how you have to deal with your repeat sentences. And one more thing. After the lecture, still the people will be sending me the messages, how to improve repeat sentences, how to improve repeat sentences. My only answer is one. Practice makes man perfect. Unless and until you people are not putting the efforts, you are not going to get the score. You're not going to understand what the speaker wants to tell you. Only and only you have to appear in the exam. So please practice in bulk practice with explanation. One more thing I want to add here. Suppose I'm the beginner. The very first time I'm facing these kind of questions. And you think that it's a very difficult task. When I was just appearing for this exam, I was just a beginner. Repeat sentences, it was like a phobia for me. But how I overcome this problem? I used to listen to one audio again and again unless and until I'm not able to speak almost all the words. I know this thing that in paper the audio will not be played once, but I cannot do this thing with myself when I'm practicing as I'm the beginner. Just imagine if you are a beginner, I played one audio, immediately I ask you, speak the words. You'll be saying, I was not able to understand. Okay, I'm moving to the next question. Now speak these words. You'll be saying, again, I'm not able to capture. What will be happening? There will be one, you will start developing a gap between your mind and that question. That this question is very tough. I will not be able to do this question. And that is equal to poor performance. Rather, what should be the correct strategy? The moment you're done with the strategy, you have full command over one question. At that time, make yourself time bound. But when you are practicing now, you are just the beginner now. At that time, I don't think so. First of all, I should make myself time bound. Making myself time bound equal to demotivation. Do you agree with me or not? Yes, Bharat is saying yes, I do. One more thing. Neil is asking, can we write sentence while recording? I don't um, say to write anything because it doesn't suit too many people. It doesn't suit to me also. But if you are comfortable in writing the initial letters, then you can go with that. It's up to you. While you are practicing, if it you are thinking that it is working for me, then adapt that strategy. But I don't think because it this sentence comes so fast in paper now that if you are writing only S word, suddenly you may get blank also. What that S stands for, and what will happen? You are going to fumble now. I'll be giving the answers to your questions in the end of the webinar. Some of the next few repeat sentences. You can find the Student Service Center on level 1 of home building. Please make sure all works follow the department deadlines. Please pass the handouts to the rest of people in your row. Measuring distance could take as long as 3 weeks. I expect a long and stagnant debate for a week or two on this issue. Much of the evidence being used has only recently become available. The most modern agricultural equipment is now extremely expensive. One more thing, as this sentence is having long words. Modern agricultural equipment, extremely expensive. Three words starting with the same sound, E, 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 and are placed together. Forget about is now. You are going to fumble. How you may reduce this thing? Try to open your mouth more. Opening mouth more will be giving you the good score for your pronunciation because opening mouth more equal to clarity of the word. This semester, we plan to specialize in education psychology. Visual aids can make presentations clear and more interesting. Extra seminars will be scheduled to assist you with revision. The number of students registered for postgraduate research has risen. This is not risen. Rise, rose, risen. Risen, third form of verb. Many privately owned firms have been eaten up by larger corporations. Opposition to the government tax policies are widespread across business sectors. You can change your courses on the website during the registration period. The hypothesis needs to be tested in a more rigorous way. Today, we will be discussing the role of the government in preventing injustice. Higher fees make students think more critically about what universities can offer. These are actual truth. Meeting with mentors could be arranged for students who need additional help. History is not the simple collection of dates and events. This we have done. Factors such as cost and functionality influence the design of a bridge. Now, This was repeat sentences. Now, these repeat sentences are the new ones, and I am sure that you haven't seen them ever, except this one. Kindly take the screenshots when the video will be uploaded on YouTube and prepare them. Very soon, in the next week, PT Tutorials is going to launch July exam memories prediction file, and we'll be adding all these things in that July prediction too. So please have a look on the repeated stuff too. It may save your time and it may give you good score. Moving further, listening module, that is write from dictation. In write from dictation, this is probably the last question type. You may get 3 to 4 questions. It is just the similar question of repeat sentences. Why similar, I'm saying? Because in repeat sentences, audio is there, you are speaking. Here, in write from dictation, audio is there, but you are writing. You are not supposed to speak anything. You have listened, and after that, in the box given, you have to write your listened words. Again, the audio will be played once, and you just have to capture. I would try to change somehow the strategy here. Repeat sentences, I cannot give you the assurity that you may get it from the repeated stuff always. Means 10%, 20% you may get from repeated stuff. Sometimes repeat sentences you get from repeated stuff, or sometimes you do not get a single question from the repeated stuff. But right from dictation, you get it 95% from the repeated stuff. Yes, 95% repeated, right from dictation, you will be getting from the repeated stuff. So please, before you start listening to the audios of write from dictation, I would say download the PDF. It's there in PT Tutorials Telegram group, shared media, all WFT till date. The file name is all WFT till date. I have clubbed almost all the write from dictation since last 4 or 5 years, and the number is around about 1389. Yes, it's difficult to cram all the 1300 sentences, 1400 sentences, because some of the sentences are repeated also. I just clubbed the files and have made one PDF for you all so that you can get all the questions in just one go. Daily practice 100 sentences. Why I'm saying that you have to go through with the PDF? There is a big reason behind it. Let's discuss further. In this question type, writing has more weight as compared to the listening module. Why? Because a single error in one WFD will not help you to get 79 plus in writing section. So be careful. Suppose you got 3 to 5 WFD. You may get, You got 4 WFDs. I'm taking here on an average 9 words in one sentence. 9 fives are, 9 fours are 36. Total 36 words are there, and you get 1 mark for 1 word. Means for listening section, I am getting 36 marks from write from dictation. And one more thing, now you will be thinking, out of 90 marks, 36 marks from write from dictation in listening. And I know that in my paper, all the write from dictation came from the repeated stuff, and I did them so well, but still my listening as well as my writing is not crossing 70. This happens with some people or not? Anyone? Your all WFT was so well, but still you did not get the score in listening and writing. Anyone? Narendra is saying yes. Reason is, I always say, don't assume that your each module's total score is 90. No, your speaking is more than is of more than 300 marks. Listening is more than of 150 marks. Reading is also more than of 150, 200 marks. They take the percentile after that, and how percentile is taken? The marks you scored divided by, from that question type, what PT score guide is telling that you are getting these many marks, divided by that number, multiplied by 90. Then they will be finding the percentile and will be giving you the score out of 90. Clear? So 36 words were there. One word equal to one sentence, one mark. That is going to your listening. But just assume this thing now. There are two plates. One plate is having listening score, listening enabling skills, and another plate is having writing enabling skills. For listening, the software is only checking the spellings, but when the software is going to give you the score for your writing, then it will be checking so many other things. The other things are grammar, tense is correct or not. Are you writing any extra word? Penalty is there. You will get loss of some marks. Software will be checking, have you used punctuation? Have you kept first letter capital in between any proper noun was used? Have you made its first letter capital? Have you put the full stop question mark in the end or not? In between anywhere, if comma was required to put, have you put that? Have you written the words in the correct sequence or not? Means while the software is going to give you the writing score, it is checking so many other enabling skills too. That is why for writing, for one word in Write From Dictation, for writing score, that one word is carrying almost the double score of what you are getting for your listening. Double, or it may go triple also. Depends upon the difficulty level of that particular question. If some difficult words are there, its difficulty level is higher, so you are getting more score. That is why do not write any extra word in WFT. Grammatically, it should be correct with all the punctuation rules. Clear? So you may think that 60 to 70 marks you are getting from 4 write from dictation with almost 9 words in each sentence. 60 to 70 marks are for writing module. 30 to 35 marks are for listening. Almost it's double you are getting for writing. And writing paper is almost of more than 150 marks. After that, it will be finding your percentile. That is why when it comes to your percentile, just imagine if 64 marks you are getting from write from dictation and it is taken from 90, then you should be getting almost 90 out of 90 marks in writing. Then what about the other tasks? You are also getting so many scores from there too. Because it is a percentile game, it is not actually, the total score is not 90, it is almost more than 150. Let's further go with some another write from dictation. Building trust is not something that can be achieved overnight. Our medical school students must attend the talk about optional courses. This was added 2 months back, 2 to 3 months back. Those who are considering a career of marketing should attend the talk. Experts are now able to forecast weather for long periods. Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies. Enrolling a second major will increase the career option. Scientists learned through the observations and the analysis of the human behavior. If you are skipping the articles, writing score will be less, listening score will also be less. The summer course was cancelled due to insufficient re-enrollments. Now, some people will be saying cancelled. It may have double L enrollments. It should have single L. It depends upon American and British language convention. Whatever the convention you want to use only one. In this language course, we focus on fluency and accuracy. There is a welcome party for all new students each term. There will be a conference here next summer on using the web for academic research. The results of the study underscored the discoveries from early detection. This was all about your new write from dictation and new repeat sentences. Now coming to your queries. Neil's questions I have already answered. Amit is asking, don't you think we will get marks for fluency and pronunciation? Amit asked you a question again because I think I was discussing something at that time. You asked this question. Nipurn is asking, if I'm done read aloud section in 25 seconds, after that take a pause of 1 or 2 seconds, then move to the next question. Don't wait that when the bar is hitting the end sign, only then I have to move further. If you are doing so, you may skip 2 3 answer short questions, definitely, because in speaking 2 clocks are here. One clock for overall speaking section and another clock for each and every question. Is there any negative marking for repeat sentence? Seva is asking. No, there is no negative marking. If you are skipping the words, you are not getting the credit. And if you are replacing the words, again, you're not getting the credit. Bolinath is asking, where can I find the WFD PDF file? I'm not the part of WhatsApp group. It's not a WhatsApp group, sir. Download Telegram group, a Telegram app. Then go to the website ptetutorials.com. At the side, you will see the pop-up of Telegram. Just click it and get it. You may join it. pttutorials.in is, I think, not in. PT tutorials @PT tutorials. This is the bio of the group. Garima is asking, what if we add any article or anything extra? Adding anything extra is not making sense. Okay, let me explain you something. See, there will be, if I'm skipping here this there will be conference here next summer on using web for the academic research. I'm skipping this the also, and I'm placing that the here with this word academic. Grammatically, it will become wrong sentence. Why the and these are important? I would tell you one thing. Open the Google, download some PDFs, usage of articles. Day before yesterday, I sent one PDF. Yesterday, I sent one PDF regarding the usage of articles in the group. And you will get to know that where you actually have to write the or the. It's very important to know. These are the basic rules of framing a sentence. I cannot keep any the anywhere. If you are doing so, means you are writing against the rules of grammar, and then writing score would suffer. Nalay is asking, in repeat sentences, if we miss in between words, will we get marks for content? Yes, still you get, because it will be giving you the scores on the basis of number of words you are speaking, correct? Sunil is asking, how do we need to write a initial? You are writing, Sunil, an initial letter while performing WFD. At that time, don't go with the strategy of writing only initials on the notepad. I would say write 2 3 letters with last word 2, last letter 2, because sometimes you may forget this thing, that whether it was singular or plural. So it's very important to check whether it was singular or plural. regular past form of verb was there or present participle was there. And for that, I would like to give you one more tip here. Before you submit your task and write from dictation, always do proofreading. Proofreading is not done for checking the spellings only. Proofreading is checking is it should be using that whatever the sentence you have framed, apply your grammar knowledge on it. Is it making sense or not? I always believe that I may listen wrong because of the pressure of the exam, but my grammar will never give me the wrong direction. It will always save me. For this, in detail, I have discussed the things and grammar's role in PTE exam. I think 4 5 weeks back, I have given this webinar, 6 7 weeks back. Watch that webinar. It's on YouTube PT Tutorials channel. How many questions we can expect in RS? Charul is asking. You may get 10 to 12 questions. Anuj is asking, this is your score report, 76. It means your keyword problem. You're writing less keywords. Not the WFD, not the repeat sentences. Your keywords are less. Addition of words will not give you any negative marking, but it will not give you any score also. Vijay Kumar, my speaking score is 85, listening is less than 79. Focus on repeat sentences. Focus on, I would say, better focus more on retail lecture and SST. SST is really very important in retail lecture. From there, you are getting lots of score from for your listening section. Pratibhan is asking in repeat sentences, once bar started, can we start to speak? Yes. Nipurna is asking, missed 3 seconds, missed three answer short question because of this. Yes, Nipurn, I always say those things to you, what people have actually, they shared their experiences. One of the students were here in Ludhiana. She was saying, I was waiting for the bar to get disappear. Then she said, I just skipped five answer short questions. Because you should be taking care of each and everything. Now, why to waste the time? And you know this thing that after 3 seconds microphone will be off. And if you are waiting for more, it's no, it's does not making any sense there at that time. Because after 3 seconds microphone will automatically it gets off. And there is no need to just sit as it is and you're just waiting when bar will be disappearing. I'll be moving to the next question only then. Sunil is asking, writing the initials is a good strategy, better and write from dictation, write almost each and every word, focus on the last letter of each word because you may forget about singular, plural and form of verbs. My pleasure, Shal, that you liked the session. You may get the PDF of those WFD and PT tutorials Telegram group. Let me show you how you can reach there. First of all, download Telegram app and then write pttutorials.com in Google Chrome of your phone. See this join Telegram, this pop up. Click there, directly you will be the part of the group. And you may access the shared media. Lijo, you cannot start repeat sentences with your own words, huh? Content score will be 0 then. My whole press next and my whole content will automatically submit or not. I'm not saying this thing that auto submission is there because this is a technical paper. What if suddenly auto submission it gets off? You cannot do anything at that time, no? So better before your time it goes up, you just submit your task. Krishna is asking in WFD, for example, the actual sentence is the scenario will exist in next lecture. It should be in the next lecture, as the scenario will exist in next lectures. Krishna, I just explained that adding extra words will not help you to get score, rather your writing score would suffer. If there are numbers in WFD, numbers as well as the time also. There was a very 2 years back very famous WFD was there. The maths lecture will be on 10:30. 10:30 was there. I remember. You're not supposed to write 10 then colon 30. Okay, you're supposed to write it as TEN 10:30. THIRTY. Only the years like 1999, because the years will never have a comma, and international number system it has commas after 3 digits, and in writing the years you never have a comma. So that is why years are always written in 1999, 1999. And one more thing, percentages. If percentages they are 15%, you're supposed to write 15%. But till date I haven't read such WFD from the repeated stuff which is having any year and any percentage. Rest of the words you have to write them in words only, because you are getting the score for words, na? That is why. Rest of the questions you may ask in PT Tutorials Telegram group. Nilay is asking, thank you Shruti for wonderful session. It really helped me to know new things. My pleasure, Nilay. Thank you so much for being the part of PT Tutorials. 39.5% of it is Californian, not Canadian people. This was it is not asked in Write From Dictation, Vamsi. It is asked in repeat sentences. Am I right, Vamsi? You may even check it. In the last few prediction files, I have added this. Thank you, Shiva. Thank you, Krishna. Whatever the questions you may have, ask your doubts, anything. In PT Tutorials Telegram group, 24/7 teachers are present there. Thank you, Thiru. Thank you so much. Always be the part of PT Tutorials, and if you are lacking somewhere, don't waste your time, seriously. And one more thing, the people who are beginners here, I would suggest you to do one thing. Not one thing, two things. Number one, PT Tutorials app. So much data is there. Right now, we are going to add few more questions in the app too, so that you can practice in bulk more. Second thing, most of the people are not aware of YouTube channel of PT Tutorials. Let me show you that thing too. Open PT Tutorials YouTube channel and how it will be helping you. Let me tell you. Go to the videos section. All the webinars till date since the last 2 years are present here. See, it's loading. 100 plus webinars are here. 100 plus. Why you don't you start watching these webinars? Watch them. How to practice them? I'm not asking you to play one audio, second audio, third audio. Go it section by section, module by module. One day, work on speaking. Speaking is categorized into 3 parts: oral fluency. Anywhere, if you are reading the word oral fluency, watch those videos on one day. Make your notes. If you are not able to get the coaching, it will be helpful. PT tutorials app questions on in laptop, use this link pttutorials.com/sample-questions. I'm sending it to you all. These are the same questions. See, Prathi, I cannot say that it will not be considered as non-submission. See, two, three students, they had faced this problem. That's why you don't want to be on the safer side. Why you do not want to press next. Just because of this problem, you have to give the paper again. Leisure is asking anything in brackets. Forget this thing that the thing, some words are written in brackets, Leisure. You have to speak them as it is. Whatever the words are present, the numbers are present, years mentioned, anything is there. You have to speak it exactly the same. Take care. Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed this session. Give the feedback when the video will be uploaded. You can also give the feedback of today's webinar and PT Tutorials Telegram group. Thank you so much. Next week, I'll be coming with new describe images and how to deal with describe images. We'll be discussing that in detail. Thank you so much for joining the session.